So you'd had Simon, and then had you thought about a sibling? Were you thinking of like adopting again or fostering again? Or were you just thinking you were happy you've got...
Didn't really have time, really, did I?
No, I guess not.
You know, it just happened.
Mm.
You know, 16 years, nothing.
Mm.
And everybody's saying, well, of course, that's what happens. That's what they say, what happens if you adopt a child and then you have one of your own, you know.
So that was...
But in the meantime, of course, I'd had an ectopic pregnancy.
This was after Simon?
Before Simon, I'd had an ectopic pregnancy, which meant there was only one fallopian tube, which cut down my chances of having a baby, of even more, yeah.
So then when you got pregnant with me, you must have thought there was a high chance of something going wrong.
No, I didn't.
Did you not?
Cara, I told you I was lightheaded. I just took everything as it came.
Yeah.
I didn't worry about anything. It just all, you know.
So did it?
Never even thought about it.
But when you had that miscarriage with the ectopic pregnancy, that must have been disappointing.
Well, it was, yes.
Yeah.
That was. But there again, as I said, I just took everything in stride. No great shakes about anything. You know.
And then you did get pregnant again.
Yeah.
And
all went perfectly all right.
And then it was all just fine.
Yeah, all went. Yeah.
But at that point, you were classed as a older,
mature mother, whatever they call it.
Geriatric, they call it, don't they?
Geriatric. And yeah. And there were, when we went in the maternity home, there were 4 of us in the room. And I didn't ask for a cesarean or anything, but the surgeon came and said that, Moore looked at me over his glasses and he said, we're doing this for the sake of your baby, not to make it easier for you or something like that, you know. And I thought, well, I never asked for it, you know. In fact, I think I'd have been quite happy just to continue, but apparently he said, as you get older, you lose the strength in your muscles or something. I thought, well, I'm sure I could have done it on my own. There's a lot of people older than me now having them, but, you know, we're talking about back in the 70s now. Anyway, so I had you come out the roof light, as Roy used to say.
and then I guess that was, you were content then. You had 2, which you didn't think you were gonna probably have anyway. But lots of your friends had children were a lot older, I guess.
That's right, yeah. I kind of missed out of that level of friendship with my friends and their children.
Yeah.
But then I made others because...
play groups and stuff.
Play groups and everything. And of course, in our close, there was Mary Lake, who lived up the end, although she wasn't there that long with
Joseph. With
Joseph and James. But that was a friend. And then, of course, met Mary from round the corner. The other Mary.
So you weren't working at this point then, obviously, were you, when you had us?
No.
No. When did you go back to work?
I went back to work part-time, first of all, because I used to... Oh, I knew what it was. The parish council, the chap who was the town clerk, worked for a solicitor, so he got all his typing and all done in the his office, and then he stopped or retired or something. So a new town clerk took over, and he had nowhere to type or do his letters and all for him. So somebody said I would do them. I could do them. So he came to me, and he used to bring this stuff up to me, and I would type it all up and give it to him. And then they decided to have a little office in the town hall. So I would go in there one morning or one day a week and do all the typing then for them. You know, it wasn't even bookkeeper in it, was just a...
Were we at school at that point?
Yes, when you were little. So I'd just do it for that, you know.
A few hours.
Yeah. I think it was just a morning I'd do it for.
I do remember you being there.
Do you?
Yeah, because I remember going, I think I must have been sick. Days when I was sick. And I
remember you being sick when I was down at Fraser's.
I remember being sick when you were at Fraser's. She made me a bed on the floor.
I thought it was on the chairs.
On the chairs, maybe. Yeah. But, and then
I got a part-time job 1 day a week at Fraser's.
Yeah. And then it must have been, were we at high school when you got the job at Smith and Pinching? I think it must have been.
Must have been, because that was a full-time job then.
That was like early 90s, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a full-time job. I wouldn't have left you. You know, it was only part-time jobs I did for when you were growing up and you were at school, when you were little, you know.
Yeah. And still in Neil Close now?
Still in Neil Close, yeah. We added on to it, we built on, but you see, that was the beginning of the development up there. And I know it was a small bungalow, but we had another room built on. And we had a bigger garden than most of the other bungalows and all, because the bit we were in was mixed housing. There were big houses in us, you know, as well. And it was just down the road to the marketplace, and it was down the road to St Michael's School, and it was down the road to your grandmother's. Do you know what I mean? And it was so handy there. I never really, I think we did say once about getting a house, and I went to look at one round in John O'Gaunt. I went in and I thought, this has got less than what I've got for some reason. There just didn't seem as much room as I had, as we had a living room and all, because we did different things to it, made, you know, we knocked down walls and made things bigger and did a little side extension and everything, but it was big enough for what we wanted. Yeah. And there again, it was, as I say, it was just so handy for Dad with the fire station. Dad could get on his bike and be at the fire station in 5 minutes. He could even run to the fire station, you know, because he was a fireman. And it was just so handy all around.
Yeah. What do you think, Nick?